Hi. First of all, thank you for all of the birthday wishes from yesterday. Hoping I have sound. I've had a lot of snafus lately with sound, so when someone hops on, if you can let me know if we have sound, that would be awesome. But this week's blog and vlog is the topic of taking our power back. Because whenever anything disturbs our peace, whenever anything gets us upset, gets us worked up, we're literally giving our power away to that person, that situation, whatever it is that's going on that's getting us upset. We're literally saying, instead of me being fully empowered to do what I know is right and what I know is best and what I know I can manifest in terms of making my life awesome, instead of that, I'm wasting the energy thinking about, stewing about what is upsetting me. Somebody did something that upset me. And that's what I'm thinking about and feeling and experiencing. Instead of keeping my head down, doing whatever awesome work that I set about to do that day. So basically, that's what the blog is about this week. It's about taking our power back. It's about saying, I don't want to lose even a tiny, tiny amount of what I'm capable of doing in any given day. Because something upset me, something made me angry, something irritated me. Not to say that we're not going to feel these feelings, because feeling feelings is human. We are human beings and we're going to be emotional. We're going to have emotions. And emotions are awesome. Sometimes they're great. Sometimes they're challenging. But they are what they are. So we never want to look at any of our emotions in a negative way. Whatever we're feeling, that's what we're feeling. We want to love that, accept that, hold space for that. And that's the first step in this process, is just saying, oh, wow, that's interesting. I'm really angry that that person just cut me off. Or, wow, I'm really sad that so much tragedy is happening in the world. You know, there's so many things that are going to happen on a daily basis that are going to create an emotional response in ourselves. And that's fine. It's just at the end of the day, to get back to our center and our clarity, that's the key. Because if we're allowing the situation or the person or whatever to get us stuck in that state, we are going to be disempowered. We're not going to have the energy. We're not going to have the power to do whatever it was that we were going to do that day, right? And we know this. I mean, it's been a rough, sad week of tragedy in this country. And we all know how that feels. You get out of bed and you're not feeling like super inspired to write the book that you were going to write or, you know, go to work and do the things you were going to go do. You're feeling drained and low. And that's normal. That's human. That's appropriate. But what we have the power to do is to let that pass through us. Hold space for it and say, yeah, I am really sad that this happened, that these people are grieving and people lost loved ones. That is really sad. And the more you practice kind of holding space for it and letting it flow, the quicker it passes through you and you go back to being at a place of inner peace. And actually, the better you get at this, the more you can stay in a place of inner peace while you're feeling whatever emotion that you're feeling. And you don't actually ever give your power away. You stay fully empowered to do awesome work, whatever it is that you were going to do that day. So really quick practice for this. It's about kind of forgiveness too. A lot of the times, you know, if someone cuts you off, it's a silly example. But I mean, I used to be quite the angry driver. People cut me off, I would be pissed. And sometimes people would do things that were dangerous and I'd be pissed for like a day or two, which is obviously a waste of my energy. I stay angry about that for 2 days. But I used to, I admit. But so now, you know, you practice this thing of like, okay, did this really just happen? Did this person just really cut me off? Yes, they did. So you stay in a place of radical acceptance around whatever sad, painful, irritating, dangerous thing just happened. And the next thing about it is you say, okay, is there anything that I can do about this? Like, is there anything I can do? Like, no, right now there's not. Sometimes there is, sometimes there isn't. But that's a question that's important to ask because you want to be empowered. Right? When something calls you to action, you want to take action. If you want to help Puerto Rico, if you're someone who actually has the capacity to get a plane and fly water down there or help distribute it, you know, helicopter pilot, and you're going to fly a helicopter to get water to people that don't have access to water, then maybe you should go do that. Like, so ask that question. Is there anything that I can do? Are you being called into action in some way? But next, if someone, like suppose someone cut you off, if it's not like a tragedy or Puerto Rico or something, if someone cut you off, you can think about things from different perspectives. You can be like, well, the person who just cut me off, I used to do this, was my Aunt Eleanor taught a driving class, used to say, the person who cut you off, you have no idea if they're trying to get to a hospital maybe they have a baby in the back of the car that's having an allergic reaction and they're trying to get to the hospital. You have no idea what's going on in that other car. Maybe the person is a jerk, or maybe they're trying to get to a hospital. So if you look at things from different perspectives, have different interpretations in that moment, it actually frees you up to stay centered and not allow your mind to run off in some unproductive way. So think about things from another perspective. Think about being kind. Find kindness in any situation. It will empower you. It's the thing about it. Sometimes people are like, oh, if you're kind, it's like you're more likely someone's going to take advantage of you. Actually, no. If you are kind, you are going to feel strong and you're going to have power. And it's such a simple thing, but practice this. Don't take my word for it. Try it for yourself. See how it feels to stay kind. When someone's being a jerk, this happened to me last week, someone was just giving me the hardest time about trying to get my car out of a garage, and they were really pissed that I gave them my credit card and the ticket at the same time, and I hadn't told them there was this, I can't even. And he wanted to be mad at me, and he was being really nasty to me. I stayed so kind, and it felt so good and so empowered, because literally, if you stay in a place of kindness as you face whatever emotion you're facing, whether you're angry, whether you're scared, whether you're sad, kindness and gratitude, they will empower you kind of from the bottom up to handle whatever it is that you're facing with strength. And then of course the other pillars too, obviously kindness is compassion, gratitude, being brave, staying open and curious, and then trusting, surrendering to whatever's happening, that this is happening. So apparently this is part of the plan of what's going down here, right? And you have to kind of trust life and trust that there's some bigger forces at work. So that's really a quick overview of the blog this week on taking your power back and really keeping all of your power for you to be able to manifest all the magic and awesomeness in your life that you each are capable of. So thank you. We're traveling tomorrow, getting on a plane, going to Europe. But I'm going to get my next blog out before then somehow. It'll be really late tonight. But as always, you can find me at goldevolution.com. And my first chapter of my book is for free on there, and the morning meditation is free on there, and the breathing guide, because breathing is something that we have with us all the time that we can use to be brave, we can use to surrender and let go, we can use to be more compassionate. So breathing is awesome. We do it all the time, but it's even more powerful than we know and appreciate. So you can get all that stuff for free on my website. Thanks so much, everybody. I hope everyone's doing well, sending lots of love. Especially this week, there's just been, seems like, tragedy and natural disaster after natural disaster. There's a lot of suffering going on. So the more we can remember to be kind to one another, go the extra mile whenever we can, it really does make a difference. So thanks, everybody. Have a good night.